Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, all my dear students, all over the Rangpur divisions and all over the country. Especially, I would like to invite the students of my Police Lines School and College. I am taking this online class on behalf of Rangpur Online Schools, and I am Abdul Motalab, Senior Teacher, Police Lines School and College, Rangpur. My dear students, you know, we all are in the threat of COVID-19 all over the world, but we are not afraid of. So, especially I have come here today to help the students of class 9 and 10. We know we all are in the tension at home, how you can cope with the situation, but no tension. Rangpur Online School is on beside you. So from today I am going to help you by taking some classes on English grammar, on which you have some problems, I know. So please follow my classes, and I will tell at the end my class schedule, and if you just follow my class, I hope you will be benefited somewhat. So today I will discuss on the very first topics, and question number 1 and question number 2. You know, the name of the topic is Cloze test with clues and without clues. So dear students, just you know, everyone think that, not everyone, most of the students think that this grammar item is very much easy. I think they are not right. And there are many students who think that this item is very much difficult. They are not also right. This grammatical items is not easy, is not difficult. I think this item is technical. Have to learn some techniques first. So if we can learn some techniques, then we can cope with these topics very easily. You know, the present grammar system is a contextual grammar system, you know, and here just we think that this is a fill in the gaps. So dear students, listen to me. This is not a fill in the gaps. Generally what we do, these are special type of fill in the gaps, and you know the name of Cloze test. This Cloze test has been invented, has been developed by an educationist of England named Mr. Cloze. Mr. Cloze has developed this test item for the students, and behind of it, when he developed these question items, he thought that whether the students know the use of parts of speech successfully in a sentence or not. That was the main target, to develop this test item for the students. So here, before going to the chapter, going to the grammar, we must have to know the characteristics, how we can fill it, what we can learn from the item. We have to think it always. So we think that if we get the context as a common one, as a known context, then we think that this is very much easy for us. And if the context becomes difficult for the students, they think that question is not common, this is uncommon question. So dear students, this idea is not totally right. This is 100% wrong idea. So to cope with this test item, what should we know? What should we do? We should consider it first. So, I want to give you some hints today. So, today I will just tell the background of the chapter, and then my next class, and then next class I will try to give you some idea so that you can be benefited somewhat. So, dear students, so Mr. Cloze, he had an idea, he had a tendency to test a student whether you know the use of parts of speech in a sentence successfully or not. That was the purpose. So, if I would like to cope with this chapter, so I must have to know how to use the parts of speech in a sentence successfully. If I know this, then I can solve this problem successfully. So before practicing this test item, what should we do? Number one, we have to know the use of parts of speech. The use of parts of speech. So now the question, I have to think whether I know the use of parts of speech successfully or not. If I think that I have some problem in using parts of speech, then I have to understand, no. Before going there, I have to try to learn how to use parts of speech successfully. Then, I will try to solve the question items. So, what should we do? We should know about the parts of speech first. Then, after knowing the parts of speech, then I will go there and I will practice. I may have some many problems, but at that time, if I have the pre-knowledge about the use of parts of speech, then I can solve the problem successfully here. If I take some suggestion or if I take some clues or hints from others, from the teachers like me or from others or your elder brother or sister from anywhere, then you can solve it very successfully. So dear students, today I am parts of speech, just I will tell you the surface one. I know you are the students of class 9 and 10. And from the very beginning, you have learned about parts of speech. I know all the students, you know parts of speech are of 8 kinds. They are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. We know it. But the question is different one. The question is, the noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, we know the name, we know the definition, we know the classification of noun and verb and adverb, we know everything. But we have a number one problem. We know the classification of noun, we know the definition of noun, we can tell, say a table, book, etc. and noun. We know it, but we don't know how to use the noun in a sentence very successfully. That is our problem. So, to be successful, to be perfect, to be expert in any fill in the blanks, not only in the Cloze test with clues and without clues, especially in our contextual grammar system, if we want to any fill in the blanks successfully, then we must have to have the knowledge on the use of parts of speech successfully. Because you know, contextual grammar means in a context, in a sentence, some word has been hidden. And technically some word I have been hidden from you. Your duty is to find out the word, which word I have kept hidden from you. So to find out the hidden word, what should I do? I should analyze the sentences. So this is the primary quality. It's my primary, I think, it's my primary ability. So whether I can fill in the blanks in a sentence in a context successfully or not. If I can analyze the sentence, suppose here I have written the use of parts of speech. So these are phrasal sentences I have written here. You know there is no verb here. But if I analyze the sentence, then I can analyze the position of the, why I have used here the, why I have used here the use not using, or using, why I have used use. So here we have of, parts of, and speech. So if I analyze this section, then I can understand why I have used here of. Of means it's a preposition. Now the question, why I have used here. I have used here preposition, why? Because I have a noun before it and after it. So the grammar is saying that, grammar says that, so it's a position of a preposition that between two nouns, to show the relation, we must have to use a preposition. So now just I am giving it a hint. So in a context, gaps here, now I am going to analyze it. So after analyzing it, I have seen, so it's a noun and again it's another noun. So the gap is between two nouns. So these two nouns will tell me, oh yes, I have to use here a preposition. I cannot use here any noun or verb or adverb or adjective. If I use any good words, but the word is a noun or adjective or other parts of speech except preposition, then my answer will be wrong. So only preposition can make the sentence here correct. So dear students, I hope you can understand what I am going to tell. What you have to know. Just today's my purpose is to know what you should do to know the close test with clues and without clues. That means what I am going to tell you, I must have to know about the parts of speech and how I can use the parts of speech very successfully. You know, we have 8 parts of speech. We know everyone, as you read in class 9 and 10. I know you know the names, but the knowing the name is not enough one. You know the classification, you know the definition, you know the examples. It's not enough to fill in the blanks. I must have to know where the parts of speech may be used, because they have some special fixed rules in grammar. Where the noun is used, other parts of speech cannot be used in the position. Suppose, for example, I told you, here, this place is fixed for preposition. So, in this position, you cannot use any other parts of speech except preposition. So, especially in the close test with clues, in the case of with clues, you know, over the box of the context, there are some words given in the box. So, in the box, the words are from different parts of speech. Now, what I am going to tell you, suppose the context is a with clue, so we have a box over it. In the box, you have 8 or 10 words, but among the 10 words, you have only one preposition in the box. In the other words, the other parts of speech. So, this technique will help me. Oh yes, this place is for preposition. So, from the box, when I will go to the box, I will see only one preposition. So I will be sure that preposition will be used here. Then I can use the preposition. So these are the techniques. So dear students, what I told you at the very beginning, my today's purpose is, please be clear. My purpose today, just I will tell you what I have to learn to solve these problems. So in my next class, I will continue this class up to the end. So today, just I am going to tell you a technique today first. Suppose, for example, today I am going to tell you a techniques. It's a nouns. So if I ask any students of class 9 and 10, I think all over the country, they can tell me in a word, sir, I know the nouns. If I ask them, what is the definition of noun? They will tell me, oh sir, noun is a naming word. It's a nice. If I ask again, how many types of nouns? I know every students of class 9 and 10, they immediately, spontaneously tell me, oh yes sir, we know it, nouns are of 5 kinds. We know their name. Or they will tell me the proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, collective noun. They will tell me like this. But they think that, and they can know the definition of common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, and they will give me the example also. And I know, especially in our country, when a student can tell me, so yes, sir, this noun is representing in a whole group. So these are common noun. For example, sir, many students, army, police, they are the collective nouns. Sir, Dhaka, Rajshahi, Rohim, Korim, they are proper noun because they are the name of some particular persons and objects. They think that their learning has been finished. When they can tell, sir, these are the common noun, their definition is like that, and the example of a common noun is students and politicians like this. and they think that their learning has been finished. This is a problem for us to be successful in the contextual grammar, So, my purpose is that as you are at home now, I know you cannot pass your time so I am trying to give you some hints so that you can search my techniques in your books and then you can pass your time. This is my purpose. So today, I will give you a hints for nouns, and I hope you will be happy one, because you told me that nouns is a naming word. That is not my question here. My question is, we know nouns, it has different types of classification. According to its countability, we all know nouns are of two types, and all the students can tell me this, I know it, but my question is not here. My question is that we know nouns are of two types. One is countable, another is uncountable. Now, if I ask my dear students, please can you tell me an example? Oh, they will spontaneously tell me hundreds and thousands of examples to me. Perhaps one student told me, sir, book is a countable noun. Okay. If I ask them why it is countable noun, they will tell me, sir, this noun may be counted, so this is countable. And he or she thinks that, oh yes, I know everything, but this is not. This knowledge will not help me here. So what will help me? I can ask, please give me an example of uncountable noun. They will tell me, sir, rice, sugar, milk. This type of hundreds of example will give me. But my question is not here. My question is that what are my purpose? What I want to tell you that what you have to know that this book is a countable noun, okay? So rice is a uncountable noun, it's okay. It cannot be counted, it can be counted, it's okay. But it will not help me to fill any gaps in the sentences. So what will help me? This is the question. What I will help me? I have to know what are the characteristics of a countable noun and an uncountable noun when they will be used in a sentence. Then I will be helpful. It will help me. So if I ask any students in my classroom, they will they generally tell me, sir, countable noun is its characteristics it can be counted. This is uncountable. Its characteristics is that it cannot be counted. This is not enough, my dear students. So what will be enough for me? I have to know when this type of noun will be used in a sentence, what are their characteristics, how they can be used in a sentence. Before using a sentence, they must have followed some rules and regulations according to the grammar. Suppose I am going to an example that this countable noun, this type of countable noun, you know what can be counted? They can be called a countable noun. We know hundreds and thousands of examples of them, but their characteristics, what their characteristics? Their characteristics is that they cannot be used in a sentence, singly in a sentence. You didn't see a single sentence in your life that a countable noun is a sentence, but the noun is a alone. Meaning, this countable noun cannot be used alone in a sentence. So what? If I want to use this word in a sentence, is a countable noun word. If I use as a person of speech in a sentence, it must have to take a, M, D, or E or ES after it or before it. Without them, this countable noun cannot be used in a sentence. You know, I am giving you an example. I read a book. So if I ask any student, please make a sentence with the word book, then he will very easily tell me this sentence, sir, I read a book. But if I ask him a complimentary question, so my dear students, I told you to use book in a sentence, but why you have written here A? He cannot tell. Just he tell, sir, if this sentence is, I know it very much from the very beginning of my student life, everyone is telling I read a book, so I have told him I have read a book. This is not right, dear students. So what is this? So this is a countable noun. I know the characteristics of this noun. This noun cannot be used alone in a sentence. So grammar is telling that as it's a countable noun, so if I would like to use this word in a sentence, before it I must have to use a, an, or the before it. Otherwise, the sentence will not be the right one. So what my purpose is to give you the hints, my hints that. So in my context, in equal space or any other fill in the blanks, this is my context and I have a gap here, my dear students. So just be technician. So I have a student. What the general student what do? They try to understand the sentence. I read a book. Oh, this is I know the sentences very easily. So it will be a. But sometimes when the context becomes difficult one, they cannot find out the one. So only for this, what my target is to help my student that I will consider the noun here. If I know the characteristics of the noun, so after the blanks, I have a countable noun. And as a student, I know it. So a countable noun cannot be used alone in a sentence. So before using it, I must have to give a, an, or the here. I know that when I can know, then it is clear to me that without article I cannot use here, or without using article here, the sentence will not be the grammatically correct one. So I know in this gap, without articles, I cannot use anything. Why? Because I know this is the place of the article. And then when I can know this as a student, then my brain, my head will be busy. Oh, sir, I know this place article, so I have to now know whether I will use A, N or D. Then your brain will help you. Your brain will make you busy. So now I have to use the rule of A and D here. But I have already understood that in this gap, I must have to use A, M or D. So I have to make a mistake here. I can write the answer, that. But I know at least their article must have to be used. But at the time of using article, I have made a mistake here. But the mistake is a very simple mistake. Why? But if a student write, I read good book, what will happen? What will happen? Here the place is fixed for the articles A or D. I have written good. What will happen? The examiner will think me, I know nothing about English. So if I make a mistake by writing the examiner will think that, oh yes, the student know the place, but he or she has made the mistake unconsciously. So dear students, so today just I am giving you hints the what we have to learn to cope with here. Again, I finished today, so I am going to give you another example. On the other hand, this noun is fully opposite of countable. The characteristics of uncountable noun, they cannot be counted, we know it just. But when this noun will be used in a sentence, this noun cannot take before it a, an or the generally before it, and it cannot take s or es after it. So it can be used alone in a sentence. Now, my dear students, I am giving you another sentence. I like rice. So I like rice, it's a sentence I know, and I know the characteristics. Before it, no a and the will be used here. So it can be, so this sentence has completely a sentence. But after going to the context, you are seeing that, you have seen that there is a gap there. For example, this is a gap number D, and as a student, you cannot cope with which word I will use here. Now, dear students, I know this is an uncountable noun. It cannot take a and the before it, or it cannot s or is. So what will happen? The sentence is complete one. So this is a noun. I know this noun is preceded by adjective. Then I can understand that in this gap is fixed for an adjective. So from the box, I will try to find out whether the adjective is used. Then I can easily fill in the gap. So dear students, I know how many times I have. Sorry, have I typed 25? 25 we have already completed. So dear students, so this Cloze test or any contextual grammatical lecture is not an easy one. It is very much difficult for to stop the lectures in short time. We have already spent 25 minutes, but we are budgeted only 20 minutes. So dear students, I want to just finish by telling you that what I have told you, that not only Cloze test with clues and without clues, any other fill in the blanks in English grammar, to be perfect, to be successful, to be able, to be proficient, to be eligible, we must have to learn some techniques first. Just you will read the text in a book, you will take the context, you cannot be perfect one. So, what are the techniques? You must have to take the suggestion from others, then you have to read at home. Just my today's techniques is that what I told you that my summary is that before going to fill in the blanks, I must have to know the use of parts of speech. Use of parts of speech means when a parts of speech is used in a sentence, what are their characteristics? You know, noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, interjection, conjunction, everything, they have some different spatial qualities, spatial characteristics in a sentence. That means what? I am going to tell you. That means, for example, noun has a 5 position in a sentence. So in a sentence, only in 5 places noun can be used. So as a student, if I can know the where, in which places noun can be used only, then I can fill in the blanks very successfully. In this way, if I can know the uses of each parts of speech, I hope as a teacher, all the fill in the blanks will be very easy for you. So dear students, in this sweet evening, I have tried my best to give you some hints. If you have understood my hints, so if you have understood, please open your books at home. Just try to add in your English grammar books. All the uses of parts of speech are elaborately discussed. Please read them. If you have any questions, please in the comment box or in my inbox. If you have questions in my next classes, I will try to give the answers of your question. And just dear students, before ending, just remember where I have finished today, because in my next class I will start from here. Then you have to maintain the chronological line of my classes. So, dear students, thank you very much. You have listened. If you have benefited a single, then it will be a joy for me. And I hope next time we will come here again. And until then, Allah Hafiz. May Allah bless you all. Keep safe, stay home, and keep safe yourself. Allah bless you all. Thank you very much.